The hammer is specifically bad here because we have a wraith form we want to upgrade, and being invincible for 6 turns is better than being invincible for 5 turns.
Yep.
The thing that this deck really needs is something that deals damage in a scaling way, like Noxious Fumes or 1,000 Cuts, because being invincible for 5 turns isn't as good if you don't kill them over the course of 5 turns. So we're gonna like go to this store and buy one of those, hopefully.
Would 1,000 cuts suffice? Is that not too slow?
1,000 cuts plus, it would be good in hallway. I'd rather have fumes, but
Okay.
1,000 cuts plus starts dealing damage faster than fumes, and then after a while it's dealing less damage than fumes, but it definitely starts out dealing damage faster than fumes. And so for Act 2 elites, especially since they've got a lot of low HP AoE sort of stuff going on, and Act 2 hallway fights, 1,000 cuts tends to be pretty good. 1,000 cuts is better against Reptimancer as well. Yeah, it's okay. It's a card that does something somewhat similar to what Fumes does. I wonder if we just play Wraith Form here.
Because we know we would get the second one in time, basically.
Yeah, but we can just play the second one instead.
Yeah, makes sense.
Feels like anything we do wins from here. I don't know. Able to defend.
With the intangible, I probably would have held a strike, but I guess you're saying if we hit the skill, he's dead anyway. So.
I think I counted it, and there was no way we wouldn't kill before the intangible ran out with the defend. I'm pretty sure I counted that.
So you're just making sure we're not taking one. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
It probably didn't matter. We probably could have discarded our cards and never taken damage from there. Maybe we would have taken one sometimes if we discarded our hand. Shed, Sneaky Strike, Endless Agony. Have you looked at Spire logs?
Like very briefly. I can't even remember what I was looking at specifically, but okay. Somebody linked it to me.
Yeah, you shouldn't look at it. It's bad. But something that was fascinating to me about Spire logs is just trying to aggregate data to work out, like, give direction to people who are new to the game and are trying to work out how good different cards are and stuff, right? So I uploaded some of my runs to it, and it lets you compare your runs to the population. And my win rate with, like, Noxious Fumes was about the same as other people who played. This was when Ascension 15 was the highest difficulty. It was about the same as other people at Ascension 15. And my win rate with, like, Flechettes, Skewer, and Finisher, all 3 of those, was something like 40% higher than everyone else's on aggregate. So I don't know how other people are trying to play those cards. I think Flechettes is okay here, but I don't think we can quite take it. I'm curious what you think about Flechettes.
I think it's more, well, on topic of the fumes, right? I think it's much easier to use, right? It's much, you just put it in a deck. I mean, that's how I'm climbing right now. It's like, oh, I get fumes. I feel like I've won. I just pick fumes, I pick block, and I'm good. That's obviously not an Ascension 20, right? But that's what's working for me.
If we put fumes on this deck, we would almost win, for what it's worth. It still sort of works on Ascension 20.
Yeah.
But that's because we have 2 Wraith forms.
We do have the 2 Wraith forms, right? So that's... And we did talk about that before, how we just need the scaler right now. Yeah. I think my normal instinct here would be to skip, seeing as we are looking for that scaling card to kill the bosses with, and we have some of the front-loaded damage already, but I'm more than happy to learn if you think it's a good pick.
I think we also have a good upgrade already, and that's another reason not to take Flechettes, because I think Flechettes is a very good upgrade, which we have less reason to worry about spending time on when we can just upgrade Wraith Form. Although I'm thinking we're going this way, Campfire, so we might want another good upgrade.
So you're thinking of carrying it along?
Sometimes you can pick a card even if it wouldn't be incredible usually because it's very good upgraded and you don't have great upgrades available to your deck and you have a campfire coming up. You just want that value out of the upgrade. And Flechette's Plus would be... Well, we also don't have backflips or acrobatics. Yeah, I don't think it's great.
Alright, cool.
Oh.
So, no scaling. Can I look at the deck?
Yeah.
So I'm not used to playing with Wraith forms, but I guess my instinct here would be to grab the strike removal and then I don't know, actually I'm kind of tempted to save, but maybe that's too greedy. Because I'm not really super impressed. Like maybe Art of War into a skewer. But oh, we didn't pick flechettes, right? Yeah.
No, we didn't.
What do you think?
Gotta buy a bag of prep. I don't
Okay.
think this one's actually very close.
So I'm looking at a relic and I'm like, okay, it's kind of the same, but I guess completely not. Is it because we have plans and we really want to hit it?
We got well-laid plans, we got calculated gamble, and we need turn 1 and turn 2 to work for us.
Okay, cool.
Pretty much what's going on.
I like to be wrong as often as I can here, because that means there's lots to improve upon.
I'm actually thinking about buying Dagger Spray too, for what it's worth.
Oh, okay. And that's because we haven't hit that AoE yet.
Yeah. Which, did we skip it entirely in Act 1? But its value goes up and up and up as we get closer to Act 2 elites and don't have any source of AoE yet.
I mean, it's on sale, so it could make sense, yeah.
And Piercing Whale is such a good card that if our deck could deal damage, I wouldn't mind paying 54 gold for it either, for what it's worth. But our deck can't deal damage, so putting cards that don't deal damage in our deck right now is not the best.
I think it's cool to see how you still value that 2 health. I'm not saying it's wrong, of course, but it's really cool to see. Where my instinct would be, oh, I have the Wraith form, I just want to kill the muggers ASAP.
I think we kill them too.
Yeah, that's obviously experience, right? You have a better feeling for, okay, this is how much I need to do.
We'll see. I might be wrong, but they both ran away, which is the worst possible thing for killing them.
Yeah.
But I hit.
I
had exact.
Skewer, so you're. I mean, it's cool. It was pretty exact.
Yeah.
But the skewer does change things. So I can see how that card, which I've never picked. I don't know where I am right now. Ascension 15? I think so. I'm at Ascension 15, I've never picked Skewer. And I can definitely see how that was wrong.
I just bought a Dagger Spray, and now I'm taking Crippling Cloud. I think this is one of the best silent cards on Ascension 20, because, well, it does everything. It's the AoE damage, it's the scaling damage, it's the mitigation at the start of fights, and it's stripping artifact charges from the Act 4 elites specifically, which is... Against Act 4 elites, your goal is strip 2 artifact charges and then play Piercing Whale on turn 2. It's almost always that you want to do exactly that, and Crippling Cloud just fits in perfectly.
Sounds good. Yeah, I take it usually, so... It's nice. Here I usually grab the relic, but depending on what I have, I guess the transform is probably better, right? Or is it too random?
I'm not sure. I think transform and the relic are both pretty good here. Like, it's a good floor, whichever of those two we choose. Definitely. It's an above average floor. Transforming 2 strikes is great, but we do have a dagger spray, a bag of prep, and a calculated gamble. So our ability to like clear some of the AoE fights on turn 1 with +3 strength is pretty tremendous.
Sounds good then. We're not, and also the fact that we have so much card draw makes the strikes less annoying, I would say, because it's more chance we can skip over them.
The only question, I guess, is maybe we're already good enough at doing that and transforming 2 strikes into like a backflip or a noxious fumes or a 3rd wraith form or like something like that could maybe be more relevant. Because another way we can fight the AoE fights is just play wraith form and then play crippling cloud, and most of the AoE fights, like the enemies will be dead before we stop being invincible, I think. Just about. I'm gonna upgrade crippling cloud for sure.
All right. I mean, you obviously have the final vote here, so curious.
Sometimes I just let Twitch chat decide and go to the bathroom while they vote, and then I come back and like pick the other one.
That's mean.
Yeah, I'm gonna transform. Oh, burst leg sweep! Burst leg sweep!
Wow, high rolling baby. Not bad.
Burst leg sweep is a meme. Dolphin would be proud.
So I'm guessing burst is somewhat high up on the upgrade list, just because it gets that much better. Or is that not really?
I'm trying to think what it hits right now. I'm not sure that it hits that. Our block cards don't matter, which makes the skills in our deck sort of weird.
Tangible, yeah. Well, see, that's me thinking more in generic terms, but not in terms of the deck. Yep. Makes sense.
Crippling Cloud's an upgrade, Wraith Form's an upgrade. I'm not sure what the 3rd upgrade is in this deck right now. Definitely Crippling Cloud. Oh, probably now that we have Burst, Well-Laid Plans. Actually, because of Burst, I would say Well-Laid Plans is suddenly a really good upgrade. Because holding Burst plus something else becomes so powerful. Or because we're like going to want to hold our Burst until we get to Crippling Cloud, but we don't want to have to give up the ability to hold like a defensive card with Well-Laid Plans as well. I don't know what to do. 9 times 3.
There's a lot of damage.
We gamble and hit Wraith Form Plus or Piercing Wail, I'm pretty happy.
Yeah, just by naturally blocking, we're not really getting there. But it's too defensive. My natural instinct here would be like, oh, maybe I can weaken him with the cloud and then like burst as survivor and blur and try to get enough block, but maybe that's too passive. And probably you still take way too much damage.
What's he attack for? 6 times 3? Burst, blur, survivor, crippling. I actually think that's good. I think that's better than my line. Actually. What I'm gonna do that's slightly different from what you were gonna do.
Oh yeah, optimize as you will.
No, I changed my mind. I was gonna burst blur instead of survivor, so I could calculate a gamble for well-laid plans. I don't think it actually matters.
Okay. Yeah, that would be
do it anyway.
A bit more.
Nice.
Get at the game, baby. With that. Yeah, this is one of my this is where I lose a lot of health usually outside on this guy.
He's random at the difficulty you're playing on, I think. Whereas, wait, he's random here too. Never mind, I'm just I'm just a crazy person. Don't mind me.
Oh, it's so good to it. Like this skewer, man. It's crazy how much work it's doing. I guess that's really what I was missing because I'm always doing the scaling thing, and it's costing me so much health in these hallway fights, where it takes me a while for my footwork and the fumes to get down, and I don't really have that. Let's just kill him card.
Cool thing about 2 Wraith forms is that like I don't have to pick these like ever.
Yep. Oh, chat is saying that there were some frame drops. I don't really see it on my end though. I have your stream open, but
yeah, I've dropped a few frames. It looks like it's stabilized though.
Yeah,
Sorry
maybe
about
I was looking at the screen share at the time.
Are you on screen share right now? You are, right? You're getting my screen still?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I was just saying I didn't see the frame drops when I looked at your stream, but probably when the frame drops were occurring, I was looking at the share screen.
I'm glad that Skype is making sure it's not dropping frames, but maybe it should let OBS have enough bandwidth instead. Yeah.
I'm just gonna let this one guy get, the good view. Screw the other 1,700. Alright, Cloud first. Okie dokie.
I think Cloud first because I'm going to Envenom. Interesting. I think I'm gonna fight another elite instead of go to the campfire.
Yeah, the deck seems to be performing well, so. But then again, like Act 2 is where it's a little scary, right? Oh yeah, because we've got the upgraded Cloud, so I guess.
I changed my mind. I want to upgrade Envenom so I can actually play it.
Oh, okay. Very different.
We have 1 dagger spray. Actually, not going to take a regal pillow. So this is where I've ended up.
Okay. I don't mind that at all. So I would have treated the Envenom sort of like a curse, probably, if I had rolled into that.
Envenom,
with the deck we have.
Yeah, Envenom gets better against the heart specifically, because the heart is a single target fight where you have to deal 800 damage. And if we have like a dagger spray and if we add maybe a blade dance plus or something, and Snecko Skull is actually a relic that you get quite a lot of the time, which doubles Envenom's effectiveness. All of a sudden the poison ticking is a big deal. Also, poison in a fight where you're killing a single target, you're probably putting a catalyst or 2 in your deck at some point in the run. And so applying 1 poison to the target, you can expect that to get like times 9'd by the burst catalyst that our deck is expected to have at the end of the run.
Yeah, for people in chat that are amazed at me not doing that, I'm still somewhat new. I still have I have a decent amount of hours into it, but nowhere near the amount JoINrbs has.
I don't think it's unreasonable to not do it. I don't think Envenom's... I think Envenom is like the worst of silence scaling damage powers, pretty much. You should abuse Twitch chat for thinking that that's really good. You shouldn't let them abuse you. I'll
no, I mean,
I can step away from the computer if you need to. If you need to,
if you need more witnesses.
Yeah. Does he? I think his AI is more likely. Yeah, his AI has a chance to buff on turn 2 if we leave the small gremlin alive here. There are so many different things we could do this turn, like skewering Gremlin Leader is one of them. Well, Dagger Throw Skewer would obviously be better. Just playing Defend is fine.
So I look at the 5x3 and I'm like, ugh, I don't want to take that. But I can see that you were very confident, going like, all right, well, we're definitely clouding with the burst. Let's get that out of the way.
Yeah.
And I guess it's because we don't really have card draw or access to that much more block. So it's just a good thing to do.
We also need to deal 146 damage to this guy before he starts attacking us for like 18x3. I don't... Like, we're now talking about the value of damage versus block here, right?
Yeah. Yeah, this is where I don't have enough experience or no experience at Ascension 20 to know whether it's worth the health or not.
Sorry about the frames dropping, everyone. I think that... Can I change what resolution I'm screen sharing to you?
Say
Do you know? Can I change the resolution that I'm screen sharing to you? Let me...
Good. I mean, if it's affecting the stream, we can call it as well, right? Don't feel like we have to.
It's okay again now. It seems to be just my internet not quite having this much bandwidth
I guess
sometimes.
If it was the screen share, we'd have problems nonstop, but maybe it's just small hiccups where you just have like a tiny bit too little upload for a moment.
Yeah, it's weird. I'm trying to stream at 6K kilobits per second, and I'm getting like 5,500 sometimes, which is apparently enough to drop 2/3 of my frames. It doesn't even make sense. Yeah. Streaming's an odd world. Yeah, I have ended up on this to start.
All right. Just making sure we can kill him in time. And then I guess that's a neat little bonus, picking up 0 damage.
Okay. Oh, I was going to regen potion too. Don't let me forget that this turn. In fact, I'll just do it now.
Yeah.
Probably just need to remember to lower my bitrate a little bit if I'm going to screen share on Skype. It's easy enough to fix for another time.
Yep.
Okay, so Gremlin Leader is dying. We're going to be invincible for 6 turns. That seems fine. Doesn't like the stream is fully dropping or just dropping some frames. Yeah, I stream at 60 frames per second, so if I'm dropping 30 of those, you should still be able to see my gorgeous face and stuff like that. Oh, I never even asked if you wanted to have webcam.
Oh, I mean, you said you weren't really used to doing collabs though, so do you have a setup for that?
Well, if you just shared video with me, I could screen cap it and...
It's up to you, yeah. I
put you on the other side.
There we go. Chat can put a face to the voice.
Oh, except it's Skype. Ugh. I struggle with Skype. Because they put all sorts of icons and stuff over the thing.
Yeah, I mean, we don't have to do it right now. We could set it up for another time or so. It's up to you. This voice has face. I like to go face, guys. Smoke.
I'm going to put you... like to be... Hold on.
Oh, I'm us. Look at that. Nice.
It's just sort of creepy. Alright, we won the fight.
Alright.
I don't know where you go in this interface.
Yeah, wherever I don't block you, I suppose. Yeah, top right's probably fine.
Huh. We just got the boot. Incredible stuff. We can take Blade Dance Plus or Deadly Poison, and both of them seem really good here.
And Blade Dance looks better than it would normally be because we have our Envenom upgraded, I guess.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
I have to time out A. Alamos because there was a claim that you're more attractive than me.
How dare you?
Right, we are both platonically beautiful. To clear that up. There.
I believe the language is no homo. Oh,
Pyromaniac. Thanks for the 3 months sub in a row. Agwam will show to you as well. I mean, I don't know that Plato said a lot of no homo in his day. Beautiful thing's a beautiful thing.
Alright. Yeah, that seems... It's so cool to see the Wraith form in action. It just solves so many problems where I would normally just lose a bunch of health. Cool. I'll definitely be giving this a go on my stream next time.
Unless we die this fight, in which case you probably won't be
again.
particularly impressed. Yeah, exactly.
I mean, they heal, but we should be getting there, right?
Especially with Envenom in play. That's fine, Shadybunny. That's okay here. You can feel welcome. Shadybunny is just saying that, you know, sexual attraction to the Spire growth, specifically.
Okay. Let's see. Wraith forms like corruption for ironclads, says Tappy. I guess that could be a way of comparing it, right? Where with corruption, I've learned to just trust the process and go, and
yeah,
it just works.
The same with Wraith form. You just play Wraith form. It's the best card for the boss fights as well as the hallway fights.
Yep.
We would be taking Nightmare super highly here, because Nightmaring a Wraith form, all of a sudden we're invincible for 15 turns. We will never take damage for the rest of the game if we get to do that. Just wondering if we Bouncing Flask or not. Never did find the fumes or anything, right? But there's an Envenom and a Deadly Poison in the deck already. And a Burst for the Deadly Poison.
This goes back to the... It's enough to win, we don't need to win harder. So as long as we have enough damage, we don't need too much.
Yeah, there's some
we're
point...
evaluating whether we have enough. Yeah.
There's some inflection point where the most important thing for us to do is get well-laid plans and play on turn 1. And have Wraith form available for turn 2, and the other stuff doesn't matter as much. And Bouncing Flask doesn't contribute to our ability to do that.
That's true.
And I feel like we might be approaching that inflection
good with
point.
Burst though, right? But maybe that's a bit too gimmicky to value it enough.
I think I'm gonna upgrade Deadly Poison instead, and we'll burst a Deadly Poison, and that's not gonna be quite as good, but it's still gonna be enough.
Good enough. Good enough without adding another card to our deck that, you know, lowers the chance of finding well-laid plans.
Yeah.
Alright, makes sense.
This store is easy. There are no cards or relics in this store, and we already have 2 potions. So I'm gonna card remove. I guess Infinite Blades is maybe worth talking about, because we do have an Envenom.
Yeah, but for 75 gold, it's maybe a little... Yeah, I think that's more a card you talk about if it's being offered in a card reward.
Yeah, and I still would quite likely skip it.
Yeah.
Fight or not fight? What do you tell people when they ask you whether to take fights or events?
Oh, I am currently full question mark train, but
only question mark.
Only question mark for me.
Question mark versus campfire. You go question mark.
So you can tell me whether I'm doing the wrong thing or not.
Well, as you've been saying, like the Wraith form and the Skewer are making us pretty good at hallway fights. So if we look at the hallway fight, also we have 58 health right now. We don't expect to take that much damage against champ, I don't think. So we have health. The hallway fight doesn't cost us much.
It's free essentially, and it's probably guaranteed value, whereas the question mark is maybe good value, maybe, you know, you don't really want to do it.
You have to take a look at all the different things the question mark could be, and then you have to think about all the different card rewards you can get from the fight, and there's a little bit of gold from the fight, there's a potion from the fight, but we already have 2 potions. It's just like counting it all. I guess Arena is something we can take now because they just nerfed the hell out of it, and that probably makes the question mark a lot better than it used to be. Arena, Apparitions, Upgrade All Strikes, Defends are very good question marks, and that's 3. Have we seen bad question marks yet? We've seen some of the question marks.
We did say that we're not really looking to add many cards to the deck, right? Only very specific powerhouses, so maybe the value of regular fights goes down a bit as well.
Yeah, although if we see a Catalyst or a Noxious Fumes.
It's big money, of course.
Huh. Well, we got 50 gold, I guess.
Yeah, a little underwhelming, but the upside was there. But if you want to take the fights, of course, we take them, right? I'm just saying what I would do. We don't have to follow that.
I think that was an event. I just wanted to bring it up because it is a choice there. There is an argument for taking the fight, and I'm not sure that... I feel like a lot of people are like you, where they definitely preference events whenever they can.
Well, I'm going off of my chat. Essentially, okay, JoINrbs, you would think this is really funny, but chat taught me how to play. So a lot of the time with streamers, it's the other way around, where the streamer knows the game, starts playing the game, and explains it to the viewers. Whereas I was, oh, you have to do this, you have to do that, and it's kind of funny because like sometimes we go like, yeah, that sounds really bad, chat, so let's not do that, and it's kind of funny because like sometimes we go like, yeah, that sounds really bad, chat, so let's not do it. But for the most part, I'm kind of just doing what they told me, and that's working okay. But like I said, I'm not on Ascension's money.
Ironically, my experience was similar. It was slightly different. Chet taught me how not to play. Because this Twitch integration, have you done the Twitch integration at all?
Not yet.
Okay.
But
that was actually, it started out as a mod that was made in my channel. And we got that set up and ran Ascension 0 to 15 on Ironclad and Silent, which gave me an excellent opportunity to find out how many different ways you could lose the game. There are so many different ways to lose the game, and I have experienced most of them, I would say, at this point.
Yeah, I think if you let chat take complete control, the notion of win more is not there, right? It's just, you cannot win too much. JoINrbs, let's just pick another one, come on. I do have to say that my first defect run, my only defect run, was a claw run, because chat was like, oh, you have to go claw, of course. So and I got really, I think I got like 3 claws and 2 of the card that gets one from the graveyard back to your hands. So that was pretty funny.
I wonder if we're dead. Incidentally. I think we're probably alright.
Yeah, if you want to focus more on the actual fight, I guess, of course.
Defect's weird. Hit to it one. Thanks for the 3 months sub in a row. Mushu to you as well. Shady, you have to consider that with 3 barricades, you're more likely to get one in play on turn 1. Yeah. I've taken 2 barricades. Like, the first time that I ever had 2 barricades in my deck was because Twitch chat put them both in my deck. And I think that time I immediately card removed. I think both of them, actually. I think not just one. I think I have a very antagonistic relationship with my Twitch chat. I'm not sure if you've noticed.
Yeah. I find that sometimes when you just go with the memes, you get there. Right?
Well, so exactly. The second time that they put 2 barricades in my deck, I kept them. And it was actually, like, pretty okay. Because you just get the barricade into play faster.
Yeah, I've done it once as well, where that's my favorite thing to do, the corruption barricades, feel no pain, and then what's the other one? Dark Embrace? Yeah,
Dark Embrace.
You just have those
and Juggernaut.
Yeah,
you said Juggernaut,
yeah, but
right?
that's the cherry on the cake, right? When you have Juggernaut as well, but I find that the other 4, they're more important, where If you get all those together, it's pretty cool.
This is because of your callous disregard for cards that actually deal damage to things in relatively low amounts of time.
Yes, that is definitely true. But I think that a way to explain it is that I probably have never truly played the game yet. I've just played it in a certain manner, and that's been okay up till now. But I have to admit that I tried Ascension 19 3 times in a row and just got smashed. Like, not even close. So I think I'm definitely hitting the point now where I need to start playing the game properly.
Which is exciting. You've played like 100 hours or something of the game, right?
Yep, and I haven't...
And there's still more to it?
For sure, for sure. Very, very cool.
This is going to be interesting, working out how we don't die here. Strength potion is a thing that we could potentially do, maybe. You know, I think we probably...
Do we have one rate?
Yeah, we do. I think we probably don't have to block this turn, even though we're not intangible. Yeah, that's sort of funny. Champ used to be a lot stronger. Okay. That does it, right?
Yeah, we should be okay now. It's a lot of role playing in your commands, dude. Yeah.
That's I had one viewer. He flew slightly too close to the sun and had to get banned. He I don't know, he really enjoyed imagining me in very erotic situations. Well in the Spire. I keep it because it's art, you know. But
I see chat's excited to show me everything now. Alright, let's calm down, chat. Let's calm down. Let's calm down now.
It's like me, like, showing up to a new company, and after working there for a couple of weeks, I like meet with one of the people who's been around a lot, has a little bit more responsibility than me, maybe, has all the connections with the other people in the company, can tell them what he thinks of me, sorts of things, and then like we're just talking and it's all going well, and he's like, oh, you have such interesting ideas about where to go, and then like my mother comes in and starts yelling like fanfic copy pastas about me getting undressed with Reptomancer. This is... Thank you so much, Twitch chat. Thank you so much.
Fairly accurate, yeah. Surprisingly accurate. All right. Chat's got you, JoINrbs. All right, so I love Afterimage, but is this the deck for it?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Sweet.
Simple answer. Simple question. Simple answer. I like that.
Is it a deck with cards? Yes. All right. Afterimages it is. Let's go.
Yeah. It's really hard not to take Afterimage. If you have a choker, you're like, oh, it's only 6 block a turn. Well, guess I take it.
So I usually just pick the crown.
I like Astrolabe here, or Ari rather. Sorry, not Astrolabe.
Okay, because you're specifically looking for that catalyst or so.
We are, I think in general on Ascension 20, building very strong combinations between cards is more exciting than playing lots of mediocre cards. So, how do I drive that point home? I don't even take 4th energy at the Act 1 boss over something like Runic Pyramid or Astrolabe pretty often on Ascension 20. Where on Ascension 15, I think that it's super clear that you should. But on Ascension 20, the ability to retain cards to put them together in the right combination with Runic Pyramid is just immensely important, and getting to fit more combinations of cards into your deck with an Astrolabe is a pretty big deal too. I still take energy relics a decent amount over them, but
yeah, but it's okay. And once again, this is me learning the game from chat. The chat's like always energy. Well,
yeah, well, your
cool.
win rate with energy relics goes down at Ascension 20 a lot, and your win rate with something like Runic Pyramid, the thing that Runic Pyramid does when it goes off is so strong that you don't get hit quite as much.
And I guess a good way of looking at it is you're not really looking for the super consistency. You're looking for something strong enough because you're trying to upset the expected result, right? The expected result is a loss, so you're trying to, you know, add a little bit more. Maybe not RNG to it, but you're trying to add a big swing, right? That you might be able to get by playing a strong combo.
Somewhat,
Or
yeah.
is that not? Yeah,
no, you almost always, you're living in a run where you might lose at Ascension 20 with the heart. There are very few runs where you reach a point where you're like, okay, I win 99.9% of the time, and now it's just a matter of making sure that I stay that high up. You're usually like, even a strong deck going into Act 4, you're like, 85% of the time I probably win, but there's some combination of cards drawn on turn 1 and 2 where you're gonna lose or something like that. This is actually the sort of deck where we could get toward 100% with a Ghost in a Jar, 9-card starting hand, a Calculated Gamble, and 2 Wraith Forms, especially if we add the Noxious Fumes we just found in this Acrobatics. We're getting pretty far up there.
We're getting there. All right.
I'm gonna take
But that's only because, you know, we went for the cards and we're getting the combination of cards.
Yeah, and we were always halfway there or something to begin with as well. I guess Escape Plan's probably better than Piercing Whale because Piercing Whale doesn't do anything if you're invincible.
Yep. Yeah, I always like Escape Plan.